used muscle men to play with in a similar way. Yeah, but you see, as I had the childhood that I had, my Pokemon town with like my Polly Pockets and my Barbies and my Digimon figures and like my Sephiroth figure and whatnot, it wasn't some sort of happy-go-lucky, everyone goes on picnics and stuff town. It was like...
A Barbie doll with cognitive diversity? She's already canonically from California. Wait, these morons think Barbie sold well because of politics. It's because it was Barbie. People loved the Barbie Oppenheimer meme, and they loved
Barbenheimer.
That's why they watched it. Time to throw these fake
marketing guru. True and real. But as a kid, since you know I had my childhood, I watched probably a lot of movies I shouldn't have as a child. You know, my dolls would murder each other, and I would have to like have the other dolls like solve the murder and whatnot. At one point, the flame on my Charmeleon's tail fell off, and I built an entire storyline around how one of them stole his flame, and he needs to get it back. So my grandfather was just like, I can super glue it back on for you, and I was like, no, he can't have it back yet! They haven't figured out who stole the flame! I was like, there was rape in my Pokemon town? The people would either get executed or put in prison to work the fields? Like, I was so creative. Woody and Buzz would have loved you, Kirsche. Never mind. I was like, the leader of the town was the Charmander, because I don't know why Charmander was the leader when I had like Charizard and shit, but like whatever. Charmander was the leader, and sometimes when he would take a bride, the townspeople who hated him would get angry, and they would like kidnap her and threaten to burn her at the stake unless he did what they wanted. But he was I don't negotiate with terrorists kind of guy, you know? That's creativity. You need child therapy. I turned out all right. What do you mean? That's a Lego movie level fantasy. This is why you didn't play The Sims. You've already played out your fantasies. I mean, I guess. Poetic Silence, thank you for the $2 doodles. I should have had War Greymon Bubble Charizard. Totally not a Menhera streamer. Oh my god. This is how some of my Barbie dolls got decapitated. Like, sometimes I would be upset at getting so many dolls because people would just like, oh, you're a woman, you want doll. And I'm like, no, I don't want doll! Sephiroth, decapitate her! Did my dad ever play with me? I mean, he played actual video games with me. Kirsche channeled all of her childhood trauma into Bridge. She manifested the agenda.
Fox, and you put the fox in your house, it's gonna do fox things.
Yes, I want you to DM a D&D campaign. Please, I beg you.
Megan is golden, thank you for the 10. I don't know if I could DM, dude. I could fix her, but whatever the fuck is wrong with her is honestly way hotter. Oh my god. Charmander was put into power after the United States overthrew Luigi's violent fascist regime. Yeah, there was one of Charmander's wives that he lost that he was distraught over enough to almost, like, commit suicide. But Patamon digivolved into Angemon just in time and was able to resurrect his wife, and so he didn't kill himself. True and real! Charmander had a harem? No, but I mean, like, if you don't negotiate with terrorists, some of your wives are gonna pay the price, unfortunately. Wake up, babe. New peak just dropped. Just like in the anime. I know! It's one of those moments when we truly realize you are in fact a woman. What do you mean? Nick Marilla, they give the $2. Narrative genius from the mind of Stephen Kirsche. I read, what the fuck is the name? I read a lot of Stephen King books when I was a child. And, I read, I think it's not Cabin in the Woods, but it's like the husband and the wife, like, went on a camping trip or some shit, and they're in a cabin. And like, she gets handcuffed to the bed because they're about to have sexy time. But then, like, her husband does or says something, and she kicks him, and he falls over, and he cracks his head open and dies. And so she starts, like, hallucinating, and, like, wolves come in and, like, eat his body and shit. Gerald's Game! Thank you! That was the name of it. That explains a lot. Yeah, I read a lot of Stephen King when I was young. Probably too young for Stephen King, but, you know. This and the D-Man lore, the sort of stuff you love to hear. Someone draw Kirsche lighting D-Man's ghost blunt. What the as a child? Yeah, as a child. Reading Stephen King as a child wasn't that crazy because, like, I had already seen The Shining. I had already gotten traumatized by Beetlejuice when I was like 3 years old. My mom would have me come in her bedroom and lay on the floor to watch horror movies with her. I saw, like, Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer when I probably had no business even knowing what those were. And then my mom's favorite activity was watching soap operas, and there was a show called Undressed, which was basically just like college kids fucking each other, the TV show. And so my mom would have me watch that with her, and I was just like, what is happening? You know, the novel exclusive scene in it. I mean, I probably don't remember much about Gerald's Game. I know they made a movie sometime in the past few years. Traumatized by Beetlejuice. Look, when you're like 3 years old and you're alone in the dark and your mom puts Beetlejuice on your room television and you're watching that, you're gonna get fucking terrified, dude. Beetlejuice is not for toddlers, all right? Sandworms are scary, yeah. Beetlejuice, yeah. You're with Kirsche. Beetlejuice scared you as a kid. Yeah, like if you're literally a fucking toddler, that movie's horrifying. Cartoon Beetlejuice was way better. Oh my god. Ghostbusters did it to you, to be honest. You were like 5 at the time. Did I have an irrational fear of clowns for a bit? Yes. I still do not like clowns. Not only, it wasn't just Beetlejuice. My mom had porcelain dolls around the house, and she also had those like porcelain decorated masks with like the feathers and shit on them all over the walls. I you know, I'm not a fan of dolls or clowns. Your grandma had those dolls? Yeah. It didn't help that my mom also liked jump scaring me sometimes, so, you know. Return the slab or suffer my curse. No clown emojis on Twitch. No. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Okay, that movie was funny though. Andrew B, thank you for the 5. Little Kirsch's Toy Town is my favorite VTuber lore now. Yeah, I went pretty wild with some of that shit. Now, everyone. This is clown world we're living in. You can't be bigoted towards clowns in the modern era.